Why is it so hard to play slow? I can play fast. I can play quiet, but playing slow eludes me, right? I see these great players sometimes and they're able to play slow with great confidence and still have a great groove and sometimes even have a lot of aggression. And I'm like, man, I really want that. I want to get that ability to be calm and confident in that tempo. So let's go through some tips and some backing tracks and let's get better at going really slow. There's two things I want to focus on. One is playing slow lead lines, and then the other one is playing slow grooves and like fitting in the groove while you're playing like chords and percussive stuff like that, right? So there's two backing tracks we're going to go over. You heard a little bit of the first one, right? Playing a slow lead, and I made this one a waltz, so it's like a little bit less even, so you have to really count. Now, there's a couple of things I learned when I was in orchestra in 5th grade, when I was playing trumpet, and that was don't tap your foot. He was like, you have to work, our band leader, instructor, conductor, that's his name, right? He was a conductor. He would say, if you tap your foot, you're not really counting in your head. You start relying on your foot to tell you what the time is instead of actively listening and actively trying to find out where is the song, where are we? And also, if you're tapping your foot, you're not looking at my what's it called? His baton or his wand, whatever the thing is, the thing in his hand. Da, 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 da. I mean, we didn't play that song. I wish. I'm not going to give you any chords. I'm not going to give you any tabs to play. I want you to use your ears to figure out what notes should you play. I want you to improvise and fit in as you're improvising, right? That's really what we're looking for. So the other one is playing for a groove. Playing for a groove, especially like live, I listen for a hi-hat. Tss, tss, tss. It's loud. It carries across every single stage I've ever been on. And it's easy to get a good feel because that's the dominant hand of a drummer, right? So that is usually like their metronome, right? That's like where they're at. So I like to time, you know, especially if there's a downbeat in there, I like to time my groove with that, right? If it's so what I'm doing here as I'm playing along to that hi-hat in my head, I found that if you try to drag, you're actually going to be like almost exactly on time. Like if you try to pull it back as much as you can on guitar, it's different. Like on bass, when I play bass and I'm dragging, like you can actually drag. But there's something about guitar, it's really hard to play, to actually drag the beat. You just don't have enough power to do it, right? A keyboardist can do it, a bassist can do it, obviously a drummer can do it. But a guitarist, you're like, come on, everyone, let's drag. And everyone's like, shut up, guitarist, and play the solo. But the cool thing is that if you try to drag, you'll actually be like on the beat. So you hear the beat and you're going back. I know like my face looks crazy, my shoulders look crazy, but it's like there's something about finding that groove with your body because you don't want to leave it just to your wrist, or at least I don't. Sometimes I like to feel it because it's like, especially if it's a good groove. If it's a bad song, then, you know, what can you do? But if it's a song that you can enjoy, your body should be in tune with it. Like your whole body should be this massive radar receptor as a metronome for it. Now, the other thing is if you're playing like a quick part where there's a lot of this going on, This is a perfect way to find your groove, right? Especially if it's slow. If this is your tempo. So a lot of times when you're playing slow also, you can't play very messy. But for this exercise, I think just try to play messy because I just want you to find that groove, right? That's what I'm trying to find. I'm not trying to be like, I'm the cleanest player there is. I'm just trying to be like, let me find where the groove is. I can always rein it in on my wrist and my arm, right? Like what strings I'm hitting. But right now, that's not what we're worried about. We're worried about getting comfortable in that groove, right? So before we even jump into the second backing track, find a lick and then slow it down like 20 BPM. So let's find this lick. Now slow it down. If you're liking the lesson so far, you can like, subscribe, you can share. I have a lot of weird videos. You can share them, sure your friends would like it. It's not like those other video channels. You can feel confident when you share my channel. Playing slow leads to a slow song and then playing a slow groove on a slow beat, right? With control, with precision, right? Thinking of all the things that we're trying to think about. And I feel like if we're able to get that, that's going to take us from here to here and then here to here. And then all of a sudden we're on stage with Uncle Larry, right? We're on a cover of Premier Guitar. We're the one unveiling our new like signature artist Ibanez. That could be us if we only knew how to play slow, right? Maybe not. Thanks again for watching, guys. My name's Alex, and I'll see you out there on the internet.